Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe Two in Love. Good to be back for, another edition of Sports OV Topics. Uh, got some preseason of Week 1 is in the books for the NFL. Some good, some bad. Got stuff to go over. Had some UFC fights happen on Saturday night, as well as the first half of the NFL Top 100 list of 2022 is out as well. So we'll go over all that and give my thoughts on all of it. But alas, if you're new to the podcast and if you want to see more of Sports OV Topics videos for my channel, click the description and more. Find all the videos as well as my pro wrestling reviews. Find those. Click the subscription, like, subscribe. How about the channel? How about the videos? Let's get started. So, preseason got off to I would say, pretty good start last few days. But the official preseason week 1 started on Thursday for the NFL with the Giants and the Patriots as usual in the preseason. But now, for these games, I just want to go over who I thought stood out because, people gripe on preseason, I get it, but really about preseason is all about improvement and signs, positive signs out of players, if not schemes. But go over game by game and give my thoughts on some of the standouts. So, from the Patriots Giants game, Mac Jones did not play. Bailey Zappi and Brian Hoyer were the two main QBs under the helm for the Patriots. Bailey Zappi, out of the 4th round, out of Western Kentucky, I thought played a hell of a game, showed some bright spots for the Patriots, and Brian Hoyer is great. He's been really a Patriots backup for pretty much a long time now, but you're always looking for new guns to back up behind now Mac Jones. So Bailey Zappi showed some good stuff. I thought Trey Nixon and Tyquan Thornton, two rookie receivers for the Patriots, did very well as well. Showed some good spots. So there's that. As far as the Giants go, I like Daniel Jones wasn't in there long. He did okay. Tyrod Taylor, I thought, showed some good stuff for the Giants. But yeah, pretty decent for, I didn't really hear anything about Evan Neal, so that was probably a good thing that for the Giants, but not really for Kayvon Thibodeau, but showed some good stuff. As far as Malik Willis's preseason debut, I thought he did okay. He had over 150 passing yards and good amount of yards on the ground. He had a rushing TD. You know, people crucified Ryan Tannehill after his playoff loss versus the Bengals. And, Malik Willis being drafted by the Titans, obviously, they obviously see something there and looking to grow him. But still, the system remains for the offense, and, they obviously have good pieces on offense, and see how they go. I did not hear anything about Traylon Burks, so I'm sure they're still adjusting to him, but Ryan Tannehill did not play. It was definitely a weird game. Falcons, Lions, Lions showed good poise all around, whether it was Jared Goff, Tim Boyle, David Blau. I thought they had good poise on the offense, and I like to see, and it's definitely going to make for good stuff on Hard Knocks. I'll tell you that for the Lions. As far as the Falcons, Desmond Ridder just. Oh, yeah, I also have to say Aiden Hutchinson made his first big tackle for loss during the preseason game, and hopefully for the Lions, that's a harbinger for things to come. Unfortunately, we didn't see Jameson Williams, their other first round pick, as he's still recuperating, but are getting ready for the season. But it's definitely a shining light for the Lions. As for the Falcons, Desmond Ridder, I think, has it. Now I know it's just the first week of preseason and still got ways to go. But judging from what I saw, I definitely see Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati, their third round QB, has it. He threw a few touchdowns, including the game winning touchdown for the Falcons. Now, they did have a short field after David Blau fumbled, but with a minute 30 left on 4th and 9, scrambling out and heaving it up in the end zone for it to be caught. I mean, that was just a ballsy and poisy play for Desmond Ridder. And, it's good to see. Good to see. Now, Marcus Mariota, because that's the other funny thing. Desmond Ridder had some good scrambles or good rushes on the ground in the game as well. So you can see the comparisons between Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota. Now, Ridder still has to grow beyond Mariota, and they mention him as a starter, but, good signs from Ridder. Packers 49ers. I will say that Trey Lance, for the time he was in, had a solid day. Didn't do a lot, but coming with that 8-yard bomb that was taken to for a touchdown, he did enough. This is obviously going to be a weird year for the Niners, depending on, because they're giving the keys to Trey Lance this year, and whether Jimmy G gets cut or traded, it's going to be a weird process for them. As for the Packers, there's going to be a weird cycle for them on offense, I feel, between the first month or so. The reason I say that is because, yes, Aaron Rodgers didn't play, and it was mostly Jordan Love to start, but no Devontae Adams. You got Christian Watson. You got Sammy Watkins, Amari Rodgers. You got a lot of new on that offense. Yes, Amari was drafted last year, but he didn't play much. So, the way it seems is they may end up running the ball more, I feel, with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, and that's not a bad thing, but it's going to be a weird learning process. And I think Jordan Love was kind of feeling that, along with Matt LaFleur, during this game. Now, yes, he had 3 picks, but 2 of them were deflected off receivers' hands. One was, can say, but alas, it's going to be a weird cycle for the Packers. Well, it was probably the most intriguing game based on the position battles was the Panthers and the Commanders, because really you have 6 QBs trying to find their situation between the Panthers and the Commanders. I mean, just on the Panthers side, so Baker started, followed by Sam Darnold. I did not see Matt Corral. I mean, maybe he played and I just missed it, but I only saw him, or I only saw Baker, Darnold, and PJ Walker, who, that's another thing. But Baker, I thought, when you're in the new system and when you're looking to be 100%, I mean, new system, new weapons. I mean, look, the Panthers' offensive line ain't as good as the Browns' O-line, but their weapons are on par with how good they are when healthy. And I thought Baker looked a little suspect, but did okay. Darnold looked well for the time he was in. You know, again, you wonder if there's going to be peer pressure just based on them playing the Browns week 1. It's like Baker versus the Browns. It's going to be curious. As far as the Commanders QBs, Carson, Heineke, and Sam Howell. Carson, I thought, he did all right. Heineke, I don't know. Again, you have a bunch of QBs that are still trying to find their way, really, as far as competition. They're following the depth chart. I mean, it was a strange game, I'll say that. Colts Bills, I will say this. It was definitely weird to see Matt Ryan in a new uniform. I will say that. It was weird to see him as a Colt. Case Keenum did his job. Alas, on another team is Case Keenum. Matt Ariza, the very talented rookie punter, had an 82-yard punt in the preseason game for the Colts. So that just shows you how much of leg he really has. Seahawks Steelers. This was a very interesting game as well. Again, you have many QBs find their ways. But starting with the Seahawks, of course, the big storyline is, Geno Smith, Drew Lock storyline. Drew Lock, I think obviously had the better day than Geno. He looked more poised and better. I mean, Drew Lock should be the starter. I think just from that tape alone. I think, what of course holds Drew Lock back is his consistency. But showed that he still has the talent is there. As far as the Steelers go, you got stuff to be excited about. First of all, Mitch Trubisky held himself very well in his Steelers debut for first couple drives. Well, on a touchdown drive, George Pickens looked good. Mason Rudolph had a good throw, but the tippy toe catch by George Pickens very good in the back corner of the end zone. I don't know why my phone's so flickering, but yeah. And Kenny Pickett, I was impressed. 2 touchdowns for Pickett. Called game. 3 seconds left. Touchdown. Yes, the receiver broke away, but alas. Kenny Pickett showed his signs. Dolphins, Bucks. Tyreek Hill, it was new. Kyle Trask, I was joyous of seeing play for the Bucks. Showed some good stuff. Made some nice plays. Very good. Yeah, that was pretty much that. Preseason, I mean, not really a lot going into the other games, but it was a unique week 1 of the preseason. The NFL Top 100 first half started last night or yesterday, whichever you want to say. But interesting way to start and go over them all and get my thoughts on all the players involved. Maybe say if they're too high, too low, etc. So the list started off with arguably our favorite fullback in the NFL, Kyle Juszczyk. Done it for many years. Very creative for the 49ers. They use them in different ways. I mean, not much to say. Very good that he made the list. Already, guy I think was too low. Kirk Cousins, number 99. Dave Montgomery, nice addition to the list for the Bears, 98. 97, Big Cat Leonard Williams. Number 6, 96, Jimmy Ward. Number 95, CeeDee Lamb. Number 94, Justin Tucker. 93, Von Miller. 92, kind of strange, but Tyron Smith. He did not play more than expected, but still made the list. Kyle Pitts, 91. I think Kyle Pitts was, I think, the biggest takeaway from the top 10. Rookie, over 1,000 yards. Was kind of a mid-season bloomer. It took him a couple games to get really acclimated with Matt Ryan. Now with Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder, it's going to be curious how he takes the fair share there. Next 10, at 90, OBJ, Odell Beckham. I mean, I think we can pretty much say that if he was with the Rams the whole season, he would have probably been in the 60s, if not more higher. 89, Marshawn Lattimore. 88, Jonathan Allen. 87, Denzel Ward, who's quickly becoming arguably the best corner in the league. 86, Shaq Barrett. Bucks. 85, Mac Jones. 84, Roquan Smith, who, you know, Roquan Smith, I think, maybe a little too low. I think maybe 70, 72, 71, something like that, or the late 60s. Just thought. 83, Wyatt Teller, definitely too low. Kenny Moore of the Colts. Justin Simmons, 81 for the Broncos. Nick said, number 8, James Conner, who had a terrific year for the Cardinals. Well-deserved extension, short-term extension. Had a great year for them. Glad to see he made the list. Number 79, another rookie. Rashawn Slater made the list. Well-deserved as well for the blind side of Justin Herbert. 78. This was probably the pick mostly out of the top 100 that really set me back. That really took me by surprise. At 78, Trey Hendrickson. I think Trey Hendrickson is way damn too low. I mean, to me, he should be in the top 50. I mean, this guy, people thought the Bengals were overpaying for this guy, but he kept producing and producing with the Saints. He comes to the Bengals and he has a great year. He is one of the best pass rushers in the league. But that was surprising. 77, Darius Slay. 76, Brian Burns. Very good. 75, Antoine Winfield. 74, DeMario Davis. 73, I was surprised that this was the first time making the list, but kudos to him. He deserves it. Cordero Patterson. Last year, he did a lot for the Falcons. Running the ball, catching the ball in space, receiving, all that. Very good. 72, Quandre Diggs. Had a bad injury, but nonetheless great that he's so recognized for the list. So, good for him. 71, Jason Kelce. Might be his last year, but I hope not. But great to see he's still being recognized as one of the best centers we've seen. At 70, we got the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Had a solid year. Followed by another Saint, back-to-back Saints. At 69, you got the Cameron Jordan, who was still going strong. Had another double-digit sack year. Good for him. Number 68, Zach Martin. 67, Buda Baker. Took a bit of a fall in the list from last year, but still is one of the best safeties in the league. 66, DeForest Buckner. 65, Derek Carr. 64, Devin White. 63, another rookie, Jalen Waddle. Waddle, that is good to see. That is good to see. Again, it took really when Tua came back, I think was really when his offense kept going. And when they were in that win streak, it was something. 62, Chandler Jones. Missed half the year. Makes you wonder, what would he have been if he stayed if he was healthy the whole year, but good for him. 61, Russell Wilson. I think obviously the Broncos hope that he'll be more than that, but good for Russell. 60, Corey Linsley. Talked about another very good center. 59, Max Crosby. Got a great deal in the offseason, well deserved. I mean, if you haven't paid attention to Crosby before, you gotta pay attention to him this year. Opposite Chandler Jones. I mean, back-to-back Raiders at 58, Darren Waller. Another guy who missed time but had another very good year. 57, Kyler Murray. When he was right, he was great. When he was not, we know that. 56, Xavier Howard. Another one of the top corners in the league. 55, Batonio. Joel Batonio of the Browns. 54. Very glad. Very glad. Should have made the Pro Bowl this year, or he did, but as an alternate, he should have already made it. Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons of the Titans is already a scary guy to go up against for the Titans, and it's good to see him getting recognized in this list. Matthew Judon, Mike Evans at 53. 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards. Matthew Judon, 52. Should have broken the Patriots' sack record, but didn't. 51. To end the top first 50 is Alvin Kamara. Not much to be said, but for the most part, they got it right. For the most part. You know, besides those little hiccups, I think, again, Trey Hendrickson at 78, mind-boggling to me. I mean, Kirk Cousins is better to me at 99. Mac Jones, Kyle Pitts. I mean, I just mentioned Jalen Waddle, but perhaps he's maybe a bit too high. Maybe more like the 70s is more for him, but nonetheless, they got it mostly right for the top 50. So, yeah, good to see. On Saturday nights, we had more free fights from the UFC, culminated by a main event of top 10 contenders in the UFC bantamweight division. We got the longtime former champion of the division, Dominick Cruz, made his return since I believe it was Pedro Munoz last fight. Yeah, Pedro Munoz. Faced off against Marlon Chito Vera. Who obviously had that weird victory against Sean O'Malley, but Chito Vera definitely pulled off in this victory of definitely his biggest victory of his career. Stopping Dominick Cruz. Now, yes, Dominick Cruz with his schedule, it's not the same as it used to be. You know, he's both a commentator and he fights, but nonetheless, Chito got done, dropped Cruz with a head kick, and finished him up. Good win for Chito. You know, the bantamweight division is in a bit of a strange scenario because at UFC 280 or 282, rather, the upcoming UFC pay-per-view, we got for the title we got Funkmaster Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw, which should be a fun fight. Followed by Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley. That's going to be a banger. A banger of a fight. Sean O'Malley's biggest test. That's going to be fun. Now with Chito Vera, I mean, I'm not sure if he's scheduled fight yet, but Corey Sandhagen, I think Corey Sandhagen and Chito Vera, that would be a good fight for Chito after his victory over Cruz. I have to check the rankings, but that would be a good fight for the interim while these two other huge fights finish up. So that would be a bit intriguing. But nonetheless, that's the episode for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's all I have for the episode for today. If you like this video, click that like button in the corner, leave a thumbs up. Also, again, if you want to see more of these videos, click the description there in the corner. Find more videos on the channel. How about the video? How about the podcast? Like, subscribe. See you guys all next week for episode 113. But alas, I made show 2 enough. Getting out of here. Peace.